The father raised his two daughters all by himself. Coincidentally, their next-door neighbor was a lonely widow. She often flirted with the single dad next door, promising to love his girls as if they were her own. At first, the father refused her every advance, but as time passed and her visits grew more frequent, his resistance slowly faded away. Eventually, he gave in and married her. Not long after the wedding, the stepmother started plotting to get rid of the two girls. Every day, she told her husband that the girls should train their survival skills in the forest. Torn between his daughters and his new wife, the father chose the latter. Luckily, the eldest daughter sensed something was wrong. Before leaving, she filled her pockets with grains and dropped them along the path to mark the way home. But deep inside the forest, the father told his daughters he needed to rest. Once they fell asleep, he quietly slipped away and never came back. When the sisters woke up, they called for their father again and again, but there was only silence. The younger sister cried, while the older one comforted her, saying they could follow the trail of grains back home. But when they looked down, the grains had been eaten by birds. They were lost. Things got even worse. The stepmother had cursed them with dark magic. Whoever drank water touched by an animal would turn into that very creature. The thirsty little sister drank from a deer's hoofprint and instantly turned into a fawn. The older sister wept but carried her dear sister with her, eventually finding a hollow tree, where they made a small shelter with dry leaves. One day, a young king passed through the forest on a hunt. He spotted the beautiful older sister by the tree, afraid he might harm the fawn. She hid until the king swore he wouldn't hurt it. When she finally stepped out, the king was stunned by her beauty. He got off his horse and proposed on the spot. She accepted and went with him to the palace as his queen. Time passed, and one day while the king was away hunting, the queen gave birth to a baby boy. But the royal cook, who wanted her own daughter to be queen, told the young mother that a new pond had been built in the garden, and urged her to come see it. When the queen leaned over to look, the cook shoved her into the water, and dressed her own daughter in the queen's robes. When the king returned, the cook announced the happy birth, but when he saw the queen, he was shocked. She looked nothing like before. The cook quickly explained, "That's just what childbirth does to a woman." Each night, the real queen's spirit rose from the pond, asking her dear sister if her baby was crying. The fawn told her, "Yes, he cries every night. His fake mother has no milk to feed him." The cook overheard their conversation, and decided the fawn had to die. She told the king her daughter was sick, and could only be cured by eating the fawn's heart and liver. Reluctantly, the king agreed, though his heart broke at the thought. When the cook's men prepared boiling water and sharpened their knives, the fawn ran to the pond and cried out for her sister. From the mouth of a giant fish, the true queen emerged alive once more. The king, hiding nearby, finally saw the truth. He gently touched his wife's shoulder, and she came fully back to life. The three, king, queen, and the little fawn, embraced in tears. As for the evil cook and her daughter, they were tied to horses and dragged through the streets as punishment. From that day on, the king, his true queen, and the fawn sister lived together in peace and happiness.